Hell lost another one, I am free, I am free. Hell lost another one, I am free, I am free, I am free. Hell lost another one, I am free, I am free, I am free. Hell lost another one, I am free, I am free. He picked me up, he turned me around, he placed my feet on solid ground. I thank the Master, I thank the Savior, because he healed my heart, he changed my name. Forever free, I'm not the same. I thank the Master, I thank the Savior, I thank God. That song is how I remember my brother-in-law's best friend who passed away last year because, well, we didn't know he was going to be gone shortly after that. But one day at church, I took a short little video, just a quick little video of the band at church practicing their worship music. And, so I have this video of them playing that song, and the bass guitar guy in that band, he was my brother-in-law's best friend, and couple weeks after that I took that video, he passed away just unexpectedly. I forget what the exact. I think it was just like a really sudden, like a heart attack or something. It's just crazy. And also, I want to say that just the other day, over the scanner, it said someone at the building with that a bunch of like older people, like a high rise, stay at. Someone just called on there, and they said, called an emergency that they were in a cardiac arrest, and well, they died, just like that. And just based off the description of them, I don't know, but it might be someone that we, when we went caroling, Christmas caroling there last winter, a group of us from church, we were going around singing caroling and, spreading the gospel a little bit to some people. And, the one guy we talked to, that I think fits that description of the guy who just suddenly died. We tried telling him about him, and he's like, oh, I haven't gone to church in years, but I'm a Catholic. And, but he also just wasn't interested, so it's just not, his heart wasn't there. And, it could have been him that just died the other day, just out of nowhere, just cardiac arrest. Just, you never know when your last moment will be, and, going back to my brother-in-law's best friend who passed away unexpectedly last year, just out of nowhere. Just, it was late at night, and you just died, just like that, just like that. He was perfectly healthy. I don't remember there being anything wrong with him. They had no idea that anything was wrong at all, and he just out of nowhere just died. And some people will go, oh, how could a loving God just let someone die like that, especially someone who loves him? And, well, there's different ways to look at it. It's a matter of perspective. You could see that as God being unjust, but then you realize that, like, well, now that guy's in heaven. Like, heaven's way cooler, way better, infinitely greater than this, Like, this world is so dark and broken, and I think he got a good deal. I mean, yeah, it's awful because he had a wife, and a daughter, and a son, and they were really close, and but I believe truly God wanted him to be with him. Like, God's plan is always better than what we have in mind, And I want to tell you this because my brother-in-law, he, this broke him. This genuinely broke him. Like, he still hasn't been the same since. Like, he was like just like having like major anxiety and panic attacks, and like I think he like even went to like the emergency room uh a time or two at least, not long after that happened, because he just it, like he just like got so much anxiety about it. Like, it was just, just the fact that, he just died out of nowhere, like his best friend's just gone like that. And it's just, that was so hard on him, and he's still not fully over it. Like, but, I want to tell you that because, actually, I believe, I want to say it was earlier this year that, we were together, and, he was talking about, his friend, and, there was something he said that really stuck out to me, and it was really nice. He said that, like, he had this vision, like he could just picture, almost like God, maybe God was showing him, like comforting him, a vision of my brother-in-law in heaven walking up to a table and seeing his best friend there, like waving him over, like, and everything just being so perfect and wonderful, and, everything working out just so well. And that just really got to me. Like, that's so beautiful. Like, just imagine that. Like, for any one of you who's lost, a husband or a wife, or maybe even a child, like, if they put their faith in Jesus, and they passed away, like, they're in heaven. And, I genuinely believe that, you're gonna see something very similar to that. Like, maybe they'll also be at a table, and they'll be like comforting you and like calling you over, like, hey, like, it'll just be this amazing reunion, and it'll just be so beautiful. And, I just want to comfort you guys who lost someone close to me. I'll say that, on top of him losing his best friend last year, the last few months of last year were just the hardest time. Like, it was just the craziest time for our family, because in October, the one day in October, my dad, like, because our dog, we've had our dog since 2006, and I love her more than anything. And just the one day, like, my dog, she was so old that, like, my dad was just like, she's not doing good. And I talked to a vet about it, and my dad was like, if she's not better within the next week, we'll have to put her down. And it just felt so out of nowhere, and it just broke me. And I was just like, well, maybe she'll get better. And not even 24 hours later, and we were already taking her there. Like, my dad was just like, no, we gotta take her. And that was the hardest I've ever cried. Like, I was literally, like, we were in there with our dog when the vet was doing that to her, and I was literally like bawling my eyes out, just like sobbing in front of the guy doing it, and my sister and my dad, and I just couldn't hold it in. It was so bad, and that was the worst I've ever cried. I was just sobbing uncontrollably. It was just so rough. But, you know, she was wagging her tail when she was dying, and I just saw that as, just maybe that was her going to heaven. Like, maybe, the Bible doesn't make it clear on whether or not animals go to heaven, but he does love animals, and he knows we love them, so I think we will probably see animals in heaven. I think that makes a lot of sense, and we know that Jesus is going to come down on a white horse, so, I mean, right? That means there'll be animals in heaven, right? But yeah, then I lost my grandma and my grandpa on the other side. Well, no, my grandma was this year, but yeah, we just lost so many people all at once. But yeah, I'm out of time. God bless you guys. Peace.